Warning, censorship. Warning, censorship.
But I can't breathe while I wear one. So, and talking actually is even quite difficult because of one of my diseases. So, you know, when you cover a mouth, it's basically like smothering somebody with a pillow. It's very uncomfortable. And, you know, there's a couple of times where I've almost passed out. But, you know, it's the constant shaming of those of us that cannot wear a mask. It's not that we don't want to, we cannot. And there is a huge difference between being defiant and saying, I'm sorry, I can't.
Sheila Gunn Reid for Rebel News, and I'm here in beautiful downtown Lacombe, Alberta, and I'm here with Sammi Newell. She's the owner and operator of Sphinks Tattoo, and she is our latest I Will Open business. Because Sammi is open for business. Now, tattoo parlors are open for business, but you, I think, are going to end up on the wrong side of Alberta Health Services because you are mask exempt.
I am.
And you don't harass your customers. If they say they're mask exempt, you follow human rights legislation and you say, that's good enough for me.
Absolutely, yeah.
So you're mask exempt, but you're having a hard time getting Alberta Health Services to understand that.
Yeah, and I do come across that a lot because I'm quite young and I don't look sick. People assume that I'm just being ignorant and arrogant. But yeah, I have 4 quite serious comorbidities to COVID that prevent me from wearing a mask. So because of the treatment that I have personally received myself from the public from not wearing a mask, I don't feel it's my place to inflict that type of treatment on another human being.
You know, I think that's a really great point. One of the things about this pandemic is that people feel so justified to police other people and make assumptions about other people when we don't know what's going on. Like you say, you don't look ill,
right?
But you told me about some of your comorbidities and it's not great. And I don't want you to have to wear a mask in that instance. Now, tell me about your business when you opened and I guess more importantly, what the pandemic has done to you.
Yeah, so we moved from BC in September 2019 and we opened this studio at the end of September. So we obviously opened, everything was great. We hear about this virus, not too concerned because, you know, our whole livelihood is to protect people from cross-contamination. So March comes and we're ordered to close. So they say for 2 weeks, it ends up being 3 or 4 months. And yeah, it's anybody that's a business owner will know how difficult the first year of business is. So for us, it's been a real struggle. The community here in Lacombe have been amazing and they have done all they can to help us and support us. And you know, but for us at the beginning, you know, we call the Biz Connect. What can we do? How can we help? Obviously, we want to be part of the problem, part of the solution, not part of the problem. And they said, well, you can take deposits for tattoos. I'm like, but how do we do that when we don't know when we're going to be open? Yeah. Because I personally wouldn't put a deposit down on something that I didn't know was ever going to happen. Right. So, and there was no other advice other than that. So we did do things like we do resin art in here now. And we did some commission artwork that helped pay the bills a little bit because we didn't actually get any assistance at all until 6 weeks ago. So all our bills are all the way through the roof. So even the assistance that we got actually really didn't touch the sides. And we're only a small business.
So let's talk about some of the, I guess, off camera, you explained it to me, and I would describe it as near constant harassment from Alberta Health Services.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I do a lot of live videos, so there is actually a lot of content on our Facebook page because I am very open and honest person. So it is literally one day it's you're not wearing masks. Oh, well, we're exempt. Okay, then you don't have posters in the window, but our windows are tinted. Oh, well, then you need to force people to wear masks. Well, I don't want to do that. Then you have to wear a mask, but I can't breathe while I wear one. So, and talking actually is even quite difficult because of one of my diseases. So, you know, when you cover a mouth, it's basically like smothering somebody with a pillow. It's very uncomfortable. And, you know, there's a couple of times where I've almost passed out. But, you know, it's the constant shaming of those of us that cannot wear a mask. It's not that we don't want to, we cannot. And there is a huge difference between being defiant and saying, I'm sorry, I can't.
And again, talking off camera, some of the things that they want you to do, I think sort of misunderstands what you're doing as an artist, because you are leaving permanent marks on somebody's body.
Yeah.
And they want you to have a shield that you sort of like stick your hands through like they have at the nail salon. Well, I want you to be able to stand on your head if it means that you're going to do a good job on the art that you're putting on me.
Right. And the other thing is too, is, when you're wearing a mask, how many times have you had to adjust the mask, especially if you wear glasses, because it fogs them up. So the second I have to touch my mask, I then have somebody's bodily fluids on my face. That's not safe for me. And it's not safe for my client that I can't see. And we charge, the way we charge work here is by time. So the longer it takes us, the more our customer is paying. And that's not fair on them. So, we're kind of trying to accommodate that too. And then there's the inflated cost of PPE. We have a box here from pre-Rona of 50 masks that was $5.99. You can't buy masks for that now. No. And they want us to freely supply them. We can't buy them anywhere. And the ones that you can buy, how do you know where they're coming from? Like, all our stuff comes from reputable suppliers. So they want us just to go to Walmart and buy masks there. But mainly the thing that we're doing is making sure there's lots of space. We do have about 400 square feet where 2 people tattoo, which is a huge area for 2 tattoo artists. Mainly because we want to make sure that there's no point where anybody can accidentally bump into another person, or bodily fluids are transferred or anything like that. So
now let's talk about some of the training that you have as a tattoo artist, because even in the before times, you are highly trained in disease and contagion prevention.
Right.
And then now you have all of that plus a COVID certificate.
Yeah.
And I mean, your studio smells like a hospital. Actually, it feels a lot cleaner than a hospital.
Yeah. And I am very diligent on cleaning, because I am a huge germaphobe. If I touch something that's wet, I'm like, get it off me. So when they did the relaunch strategy, Bear Lamont, who is in Edmonton, he actually created a training program for body piercers and tattoo artists and body
from Bear Skin Art. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So all of the staff here have done that training, and we all passed with flying colors. We've also sought other training just in case it touched on other subjects. And then obviously there's our extensive training, and we have industry specific training, because I do permanent makeup. That's a different training too. So we are always looking for new things and new ways to improve things, to make things safer and better for our clients. And it seems like the guy that came, he actually doesn't understand what we do as a trade. And I totally get that. Sure. But I do feel that if you have the power to come in and close a business down, then you should know what the disinfectant is and how long the kill time is, which he didn't know. So I feel it's important for them to know the specifics of the industry they're trying to close down.
Now, you have the same health inspector as my friend Carlos at the Noble Fox. And he's been paying you quite a few visits, and it sounds like he's going to issue you a ticket because he came here on your day off, so you weren't in the studio, but he did have a couple of RCMP officers with him.
Yeah, so I heard. I actually, like you say, I wasn't here. So somebody did say there were 2 AHS officers and 2 police officers. So I don't know what they would ticket me with, because even with the current new updated order, we are actually following all the guidelines, including the exemptions, which we didn't make. Right. And yeah, so I'm not sure what they're going to ticket me with, or I don't know. So, and he didn't tell me in his email. He just said he came here and we were closed. So yeah, I'm not sure.
I bet you he's going to come back and ticket you for not wearing a mask, even though you are mask exempt and you could pass out if you wore one. If he does come back and give you a ticket, I want you to take that ticket. I want you to plead not guilty. I don't want you to pay it. You guys are struggling. Right. And we will put you in touch with the top litigation specialist at no cost to you through fightthefines.com. We'll crowdfund all your legals, because I want you to just keep doing what you do, and that's putting beautiful art on people.
That would be amazing. And the other thing is too, is that it's not really about being defiant and fighting a fine. It's really, we want to be able to do our jobs responsibly. Yeah. And like you say, it's a permanent change to somebody's body. So if there is any barrier in front of my eyes, then that's not really possible. And our top priority is our clients.
Well, and my top priority is keeping you out of trouble and keeping you in business. And so that's why we're going to help you through fightthefines.com. Sammi, thank you for taking the time today. For Rebel News here in Lacombe, Alberta, I'm Sheila Gunn Reid. If you'd like to help us help small businesses like Sammi's here at Sphinks Tattoo in Lacombe fight their COVID lockdown tickets, please donate today at fightthefines.com. And if you've received a lockdown ticket, I don't want you to pay it. I want you to fight it. Plead not guilty and send it to us at fightthefines.com, and we'll put you in touch with a top criminal lawyer at no cost to you.